What's up guys, Cardfight here, and today I'm here with a Nubatama deck profile. I finally, um, oh gosh. Okay, so I finally finished making my Nubatama deck profile, or my deck, I mean, and so I'll be making the deck profile now. This deck is, yeah, there's not much you can do with this deck at the moment, so most decks you out there will probably be the same, but I'm just gonna explain what I think about the deck and some cards that I chose to run. So for starter, I run Kuroko. So he is the Pioneer or Forerunner. When this card boosts and hits a Vanguard, you may Soul Blast 2, and then you can choose a card in the bind zone and send it to the drop zone. So yeah, it's okay, I guess. I don't really like it, but yeah, whatevs. And then next I run 3 Break Rides, which I used to run 4, but I feel like running this card is running 3 of him is nice because I like his limit break with the combo with the Great 2. So the Break Ride skill is when a Nubatama rides on top of this unit, your opponent chooses a card in their hand and discards it, and then you can pick a card in their hand and send it to the bind zone, and at the end of the turn it returns to their hand. So it's a temporary -1. It's a -1 and then a temporary -1. So on that turn, your opponent will have 2 less cards to guard, and that's pretty nice actually. So yeah. And then next, we run 3 of this guy. When this guy attacks, you can counterblast 1 and then send all your opponent's cards on the field to the bind zone. And if 3 or more cards, if 3 or more cards were sent by this effect, this card gets plus 10 to the power. So it's actually pretty good. Cause pretty good because on the turn you Break Ride, he'll be swing 31 by himself. So your opponent is pretty much gonna drop a perfect guard. And yeah. So next, run 2. Voidmaster, I believe his name is. Yes. Mainly you don't want to ride this guy because he's 9k. It's kind of scary to ride into. But when this card attacks and you have less cards than your opponent in your hand, this card gets plus 3 on power, so he becomes an 11k attacker. And then second effect is when this Vanguard or Rearguard circle. So when this card attack hits, doesn't have to be a Vanguard. So when this card attack hits, you can counterblast 1 if you have less cards in your hand than your opponent. Your opponent has to choose a card in their hand and discard it. So it's a very pressuring card, and it also forces them to guard rearguard attacks towards the rearguard that they probably didn't want to guard. So it's pretty good. Next, I run this card. This is the card I was talking about that combos really well with this guy. For every card that's sent to the bind zone, this card gets plus 2,000 power. So when you bind 5 cards, this guy will be 19k by himself, which is freaking scary. And since this deck does run stands, he's even scarier. Next, I run 3 bears. So this card is placed on the Vanguard Rearguard circle. You can bind one of your opponent's rear guards. So basically, you can call if you're not going to use this guy, you can just call it bind something, and then he'll become an 11k attacker. So even if you don't have a booster, you can attack a 11k Vanguard by yourself. The bear is I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the bear. It's okay. I don't really like it, but it's not like bad. He's kind of like the desert gunner. He's kind of like a desert gunner, except he can bind things in the back instead of just stunning them. So yeah. Next, through 10k vanillas. Mainly, you just want to ride him. And then next, I run two Fuki, I think his name is. His effect is when this card is moved to the you can move this card into the soul, and then after that, if your opponent has 3 more cards, he'll have to send a card to the bind zone. So basically, by the time they have like 3 cards in hand, you can just use that, and then he'll only have 2 cards in hand. So this is a pretty good card for final turning, and yeah, it's quite nice. Next, 3 AK boosters because, well, yeah, AK boosters. He's not your main booster, so you don't need to run 4 of him. Oh gosh, it's out of focus again. Sorry about that. I'm really tired. Next, I run 4 perfect guards. I don't know why that's in there first, but yeah, the most important card in the deck is this guy. Forgot his name, something master, but he is probably one of the best boosters in the game. He has the same effect as Void Master, except his effect is when he boosts. So when you boost and hit, and your opponent has more cards in your hand than you, then your opponent has to choose a card in their hand and discard it. Looks like Ridley. Anyway, so yeah, he's pretty awesome because he does not require you hit Vanguard either. So you can just keep on attacking the rear guards, and then they're probably going to guard because if they let it hit, they lose 2 cards. So when they lose the rear guard and a card in their hand. So yeah. Next, I run 2 Hakagure. I know Chan disagrees with me, but I don't. One thing is I don't have 4, and the second thing is the grade ratio is kind of messed up. So yeah, nothing much else to say about that. Let's see, 8, and then yeah. So wait a sec. Yeah, so yeah. I play 1 less grade 2 and 1 less grade 1, so I can have space to take that. I don't know what else I'm going to take out if I'm going to run 4. But anyway. Next I run 4 stands, 4 crits, 4 draws, and 4 heals. This is pretty much the only trigger lineup you can do right now, so yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. There's really not much else to say. This deck runs pretty smoothly. It's pretty strong, but it's not like the strongest clan in the Dragon Empire. So that's probably why it didn't top in Hong Kong. But this deck, if you know how to play it well, you can do a lot of really cool tricks with it, and you can constantly keep pressure on your opponent so that they guard for things that they don't usually have to, and you can just keep on ripping cards out of their hand. Anyway, this is Karotaku, and I will see you guys very soon. Actually, I think I'm gonna come back. I think I'll be opening EB08 on Friday. I have stuff to do tomorrow, so I won't be opening it then. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.